Well, the tide is turning in American politics. We are just days out from high-stakes gubernatorial elections in Virginia and in New Jersey, as Republican candidates have narrowed the gap in predominantly blue states. Voters in those states signaling a sharp rebuke of leftist policies, from classifying concerned parents as domestic terrorists to driving taxes through the roof with progressive wish lists. Policies that have sent President Biden's approval ratings into a downward spiral. Well, here to help us get a lay of the land as we look toward Election Day and beyond is New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, thanks for being with us tonight.
It is always a pleasure to be with you, and thank you for having me.
Likewise. Well, you know, all eyes are on these upcoming elections, both in your home state of New Jersey and in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We had New Jersey Republican candidate Jack Ciattarelli on the program last night. And, you know, both Republican candidates in these races making great strides as we approach the finish. There's a lot of speculation as to what this might indicate for 2022. What are your takeaways at this point?
Well, my takeaways are that people are just getting tired of it. Folks that are hardworking American people are just tired of money being spent in ways that is unacceptable, of literally giving millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to undocumented, to those folks who are illegal, to literally, it gets to the point that we have a governor where actually his staff says, well, we can't say it now, we can't talk about it now, but as soon as the election's going to be over, we're going to do all these things that people don't want. That's not fair, that's not honest, that's not true, and regardless of how you feel about any particular candidate, we really shouldn't expect that from them. People want honest, hardworking, decent elected officials, and you know what else they want? They want Americanism, and they want exceptionalism, and they want a country that really continues to believe and work in the most basic, you know, American ways that we've always had faith in.
Yeah, I think they sure do. And, you know, there's some news tonight in the Virginia governor's race. I want to get your thoughts on this. The Disgraced Lincoln Project, they're taking credit for planting white supremacist impersonators at a Youngkin rally, trying to link him to racist. Now, this is as a former Democrat yourself, do you think the left really believes that these sickening stunts are a winning strategy?
Well, you hit it right on the head. Sickening stunts. We're tired of it. We have real issues and real problems and real challenges in America. You know what I worry about? I worry about the crime increases in the cities all across this country. I worry about that we don't have the energy portfolio that we used to. I'm worried about that we don't have the supply chain. I think we should be worried about China moving forward with their missiles, their hypersonic missiles, that we can't even have the ability right now to know where they are and what they're doing. Those are the real issues, not this stupidity and this, you know, literally calling people racist who are not, trying to make people racist who are not. We're all in this together. And almost all Americans, 99% of us, regardless of race, color, or creed, are in everything together, in America's challenges together. And we should stop doing this because we're splitting the country apart. We're actually sectioning it apart. We're coming together and doing better and better as a nation as far as race relations go. We're actually trying to make it worse. And that's an evil and bad thing to do. And I disrespect them for doing that. And I think that what they did eventually, if not in the short term, certainly in the long term, will backfire on them. But I think it's going to backfire on them in the short term.
Yeah, I think so too. And Congressman, you can see it seems that Democrats are getting nervous. They've been bringing out the big guns. Kamala Harris was campaigning tonight for Terry McAuliffe in Virginia. Politico was highlighting her attempt to nationalize the election. She said at this event, she said, quote, each one of you in your possession has the ability to determine who will be the next governor, but also by extension, given the importance of this Virginia election, how the country is going to move. Now, both Phil Murphy and Terry McAuliffe, they have brought those big names to their rallies. Meanwhile, you know, we're not seeing as much of that on the right. A lot of people saying, where's former President Trump? Do you think that Republican voter turnout in these races would be boosted by an appearance from the former president?
Well, I think it's great when the president comes out, and certainly when I run next year for Congress, and even before, I support him, he supports me. So I only can say how I feel, and I think that it does do good. Look where we were then, and look where we are now. Look during the President Trump's time, how good things were getting, how good the economy was, how strong we were as a nation, how strong our military was, how we were moving forward, and we didn't have mistake after mistake after mistake. So I know some people don't like a tweet here and there. That's life. Tweets aren't really what make or break a presidency. What does is the quality and the ability of the president who's working. I think he's an advantage, but that's up to each individual. Yeah. I will tell you, though, when they want to nationalize these state elections, they better be careful, the Democrats, what they wish for, because I'm out a lot. I talk to a lot of people, and people are very tired of this majority Congress, and they are very tired of this president. And I think that many more people who think it's time for a change already. Worst presidency in history, and literally the worst majority Congress in history.
Yeah, I think a lot of people could go for some mean tweets and cheap gas right now. And, we're seeing, even though he's not in office in Washington, D.C., we're seeing that swamp being drained. Some big news today. Representative Adam Kinzinger, labeled as a rhino among America First conservatives. He made an announcement this morning. Take a listen to what he had to say.
If I ever thought it was time to move on from Congress, I would. And that time is now.
So no doubt he saw what was coming. He was going to get primaried just like Liz Cheney and other Republicans who seem to ignore the interests of their constituents. Trump had a quick response today. He said 2 down, 8 to go. Congressman, lately Kinzinger has been a Republican that's been running left. You are a Democrat now running right. What do you make of his move today?
Frankly, I think he did the right thing for the country and for himself. I really didn't see him or feel him as a Republican. Even years ago when I was a Democrat, I was certainly more conservative than he was. I believe in a strong America. I believe in standing up for America. Again, I believe in exceptionalism, entrepreneurship, capitalism. I didn't get those feelings from him. So I think perhaps he has really made the right move for himself and the right move for the nation. I wish him well, but it was time for him to move on.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, Congressman Jeff Van Drew, great to have you with us tonight. I hope you have a nice Halloween weekend.
You too. You going to dress up?
Not this time around, but maybe next year. We'll see.
I'm the United States Congressman.
I like that. I think that's a good way to go.
Okay.
Take care.
Take care.